Hey guys, Janoff here, and today it's been a while since I've done a video, maybe about maybe a month or so, but I am back, and as you can see, I'm a little bit sunburnt around my neck area and my cheeks, and that was because yesterday at my school we had this like field day kind of thing to kind of like spread positivity and kind of like it was basically called Day Without Hate, and it's basically all like the classes are like we had different portions of classes. They would come together, they'd play games, and we just kind of like try to make our school community a better place. I was volunteering the full time, so I pretty much didn't have any school, and I spent the whole day outside, which was like 70 something degrees, and yeah, I'm right now. But basically, that's me, and I wanted to make this video, and this video is about my top 5 favorite memories I've had growing up. I actually got this idea after watching this Netflix show called Samurai Gourmet, and I recommend to if I have a, I recommend you watch it if you are a foodie or just like food in general because it's basically just about food and it's so pure and like very it makes you happy. So that's good. But yeah, so basically it was this one episode where um, this it's about an old man and he reminisces about his old friends and like they had a trip somewhere and like they had a trip together like freshman year, some of that. Oh, I'm sorry, I just I just ate. But basically, yeah. So I'm just doing this top 5 favorite memories I've had growing up, and keep in mind that these are my typical favorites, and they're just my favorites just because maybe I learned something, I've done something I'm proud of, so on and so forth. But yeah, so let's get started on my top 5 list. Let go. So I guess my first out the top 5 is when I styled on someone at like this gaming kind of thing. Basically, what I mean is that if you guys know like Super Smash Bros. 4, that's the one I play at school a lot, and I'm pretty much the best in my grade. I don't like to brag or anything, but a lot of people think I am the best, and I do have a lot of results to back it up because it's not anything serious, but I just win frequently when I play with a lot of people. But basically, since I'm the best out of my sophomores, it's a rare chance to ever play people like juniors and seniors and everything. And I love playing against them because they are so much better than me, or I am. They're about my same skill level, so it's actually a challenge for me. That's I'm not trying to brag here, honestly, but that's I'm just trying to be honest. But basically, I like to play against the old people because they're actually a challenge. And I remember this one guy. I think he's like one. I think he may be the best out of like the whole junior group, or maybe at least second best. But um, I styled on him and I beat him at in this one match of Super Smash Bros. Basically, if you don't know anything about the game, this is gonna sound completely weird to you or foreign, but if you do know the game, basically I was playing as Luigi and he was playing Dark Pit, and it was only me and him, and we were playing this one map. I forgot which one, but um, I play a lot of competitive melee and like Super Smash Bros. In general. So I kind of like know more about like reading, like analyzing people. And basically, what happened was that I knew he would do a lot of side Bs. And basically, to summarize it with Dark Pit, he has his move. When you press side B, he does like this kind of he like lunges forward and does an uppercut, but makes a shield, so you can't shoot anything at him because he reflects it. But basically, I noticed that he kept doing that to like get in on me, and I was playing as Luigi. So basically, what I would do is that I would shield it. So I would shield him when he charged at me, and that basically put him in like this kind of stunned state because you can't move at all after like for a few frames. I know I'm trying not to sound like any technical because I'm trying to make it like kind of attainable like so you can understand it. But basically, you kind of like have this delay basically, and you can't move. So basically, what I did was that since he was frozen and he couldn't move, I upbeat him, which is basically, if you know anything about Super Smash Bros, is the Shoryuken, and basically it's one of the most like hardest moves to land because it's a very specific hitbox. I upbeat him and I killed him, and no one knew I was gonna win because a lot of people thought he was way better than me, and he is pretty good. But the fact that I was maybe a freshman sophomore at the time, I don't know. I think I was beginning freshman or I think it was the beginning sophomore year or something like that. But basically, the fact that there's someone like younger than him, like completely stunted on him, that was like one of the most proudest ones I've ever had, because people were cheering me on, you know. And when I left that, because I have a class after that, like my break and everything, he literally congratulated me, and I felt pretty happy because it's good to like finally like have someone like congratulate you, especially that they're older, like acknowledge that you beat them and stuff like that. So yeah, so that's the only nerdy moment I think that's gonna happen in this video. So sorry for boring you guys with my Super Smash Bros. Logic and stuff like that. Number four, my number four memory is my poem I performed slash read to at my school for last year's Day Without Hate at my school. In the beginning, I told you guys about my Day Without Hate activity I did yesterday. It's basically an ongoing thing that happens every year at my school. And last year, I wasn't part of the I wasn't part of the people that would help it. Instead, I performed a poem in front of everyone at my school, and it was the first time I ever done that at like anywhere, because I do love to write poetry. I love writing in general, but the fact that I was able to perform in front of a lot of people, I also performed for my sister because she was at my school at the time, and she really liked it, and I feel like it made a pretty good kind of an impact on me, because a lot of people thought it was really good, and my teacher this year, who met me last year, he still remembers that poem, and every time, like sometimes he will like come up to me and like he will say, hey, just like he would just keep telling me that I should pursue writing because I'm pretty good at it, and I don't know, he liked it a lot, and yeah. So the fact that I'm super introverted and everything, I was able to perform a poem twice. Okay, I performed in front of people, and I was a freshman, so that shows I should be proud of that, because that is a very courageous thing to do in my opinion. Number three memory is basically my camping trip to Nebraska with my church. So basically, at church we do this thing like every summer, where they would take maybe 70 some kids, and we would go to Nebraska and camp there for 2 3 days. And last year it was a storm, and it was so bad that we had to be evacuated from our campsite, and we had to be moved to another area. And it was very scary at the time, because everyone, it was like raining, it was hailing, everyone's tents were like that's basically what happened. And basically I just remember that because I was in the camp with my friends at the time, and it was kind of like a moment where we all kind of like bonded for a solid maybe few hours, because there was a lot of closeness with each other. Basically, what I mean by that is, well, for starters, we had to make sure our tent wasn't flying around, so we had to hoist that down. You had to fasten it down and everything. We're all working together to like make sure our tent does like does that, and then basically what happened was that the storm would come in waves. So like first wave, rain, and then after that first wave, there was like a 5 minute break, and in that 5 minutes, all my friends, we got around and we prayed for the entire time, and we got in a circle, we prayed together, and as someone coming from like a religious background, that's a huge thing, because it's kind of a rare thing to like have a group of teenagers, especially boys, come together and pray, and that was fun. The funniest part is after we prayed, it started to rain again. So God wasn't having any of our crap with that. And finally, after after the rain, it started to rain again more and more. So we had to be put into a car. So there were 7 of us, 6 or 7 of us, in a tiny car. It was a 4-seater car, and in there are 9 people, 2 adults, seven boys. And I'll put a picture somewhere, maybe around there, somewhere. And it was crap. It was crap. I hated it because I was so pissed at them. But after I look back on it, I realized that it was a fun moment, and I'm glad that I at least got stuck with people I knew, because if there were people I hated, then oh my god, I should have been so much more worse. But yeah, looking back on it, I had a lot of fun with that. So yeah, it was bad at the time. I'll give you that, but it's fun to look back at it and like kind of laugh at yourself and at the people you were suffering with. Number two memory, it goes to meeting my best friend at my school. So I guess a quick rundown, recap, flashback thing. This year for a sophomore has been hard for me because I kind of lost a lot of my friends and I felt alone for the longest time. You guys have heard this in my poem, writing story thing, in my last video or something like that. But basically, I felt alone, and I just didn't trust people in my life anymore. However, my best friend now, she came into my life, and look at maybe a few months later, I'm happy. I'm like super happy, and without her, I wouldn't have been able to, I guess, be who I am today. Who I am today is way different from who I was maybe 6, 7 months ago. I'm trying to judge based on, actually no, maybe more like 4 months ago. But basically, I'm able to talk to more people. I'm able to be more social, and yeah, it all happened because I met her and she stayed in my life. So yeah, I guess meeting people in general have such a huge positive effect on your life. You should always remember that, because when I look back on those memories that me and her had together, all those times we laughed, we cried, we got angry at each other, or she got angry at me, and I felt sad about that. It's kind of like, you know, I'm grateful for all those memories because she made me who I am today. So, tell your best friends that. Tell your family that. Tell people who you care that you love them, because they might disappear from us. So yeah, be grateful for who you have in your life. And if you don't have anyone, we all go through that period. But then again, there are people who care. So just remember that. All right, that got emotional. Back to number one memory was my confirmation camp. I guess I'm just gonna broaden this and say that whole like confirmation, my year confirmation, which was last year, and that was just such an emotional year for me. Good emotional because I've gotten closer to God, and I've been more like pious in my life. See, he's right there. Me and him are like best friends now. But all jokes aside, we had a camp similar to like my Nebraska thing, but it was with my people in my classes and like the other classes around us. But basically, it was my favorite memory because this was the year I've gotten much closer to God, my friends, and most importantly, I've gotten more closer to myself. Self. But basically, that sounds like weird, but then again, you have to realize that as we grow up, we need to develop this sort of identity. We need to know who we are, and throughout, like, because of confirmation, I finally learned about who I am, and yeah, so that's my philosophical kind of thing. But overall, it was such a good experience, and my cousin, she just had her confirmation camp, and I've seen people who have their confirmation camps, and they come back like super, super like changed, and it's a very huge like milestone for us all because with all this time, with all these like dark moments in like our lives, we have to remember that there are positive things about living and just being alive in general. So that was my confirmation camp, and I think that was like the most important memory I'll ever have. And yeah, so all right, so those were my top five favorite memories, and I know it got really emotional. I guess maybe deeper in like my last two, but then that's just because those are just huge memories, and I guess they just affect me. And that's what memories do, because they affect who we are both positively and negatively. But I know I'm 15. I'm gonna turn 16 in a few months, and I've been alive for a short amount of time. But that's the thing about memories, is that they will progressively maybe like get better as we grow up. That's if you're doing life right. Life will have lots of like bad things happen to you, but I think better things will happen. And overall, that's I guess my tip is like, as if you are stuck in this bad thing right now, if you are like in a mess right now, don't think that you're gonna be stuck there forever, because things will get better. I can guarantee that. It happened to me. It happened to people I know, and things will just get better. I can't promise you that because it's your life, not mine. But you know, don't think that you won't escape, because things do change. But it all starts with you. You gotta make that change. Life doesn't make it better. You have to do it by yourself, or don't do it by yourself. You have a lot of support behind you, but you have to make that change to make your life better. But yeah, so I guess it's the end of the video. It got really deep all of a sudden. It wasn't supposed to be deep. It was supposed to be fun and meaningful. But you know me. I'm a pretty deep person. But anyway, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'm very sorry for not posting in a while. That's because finals week and school's almost over, and I'm there are videos in the works. I promise. I'm planning to make videos. But overall, thank you guys so much for watching. Please comment down below what your top memories were, and maybe explain to me about it. You know, yeah. So if you guys like what I do, I guess my personal thoughts, talking to you guys just about anything, please subscribe to my channel. I make these videos every pretty much once a year. But seriously, I will try to make these videos better, stuff like that. But overall, thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, please subscribe to my channel, and comment, like, do all those sorts of stuff. But until then, until the next video, G and Alpha signing out. Peace, everyone.